It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S3. Chef Clem Pedro is in studio as the cold weather. That also means one thing and one thing only. It's time for us to brush up on our soup skills. That's why Chef Clem is in studio, because he has the lowdown on how to up your soup game with a recipe for oxtail, samp and bean soup that will definitely warm your heart and belly. And when I think oxtail, it reminds me of my childhood.
Yes.
Yes.
And you did the whole thing, the whole experience for me.
Okay.
So give the background story with
I'll give you the background
performance.
story. So I have a very special bond with my dad. I think some dads and their daughters just have that special bond, and my dad makes the best oxtail, and we used to make it in the summer around the pool, and we had a theme song because it was my favorite meal he would make. So it was Oxtail Baby
That
Pool.
wasn't the move, you had more.
There was moves, so there was Oxtail Baby Pool, oh baby. You had to do the oh baby and the deep voice.
Okay, listen one more time.
Oxtail Baby Pool.
Oh, baby.
Yes, and then we just
I
keep
like
singing
it.
that. That was always our theme
Zoe.
song.
Okay.
But we're changing it up. We're not just making oxtail, we're making oxtail soup.
And we don't have a pool.
No.
So it's just in studio. But this soup is kind of like where I say when a soup reaches a certain point of being so thick, it becomes a stoop. Half a stew, half a soup. This is a stoop. And it's so
Okay.
delicious. Okay, so you start off with your oxtail. And you have to brown. And when I say brown, I don't mean like lightly brown. Get some serious color on your oxtail.
And that's going to bring the flavor out.
A lot.
Right? That's what we want in a soup. There's nothing worse than eating a bland soup.
Oh, absolutely. And people say, a lot of questions that I got last year for like the little soup Q&A we did was, do I have to use stock in my soup? No. If you end up browning your meat this much, when you add your liquid, that's going to start the stock. It's going to give you that intense stock flavor. So brown your meat off. And what I also do is I season my oxtail first with salt, no pepper, just salt, then start browning it. Okay, perfect. That's in. Then we're going to talk about our maurepas, which is our celery, carrots, and onions. If you start a dish off with those three things, you're going to be heading for like perfect. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be delicious.
You can't fail with those ingredients.
You can't. I like also like I've got so many ingredients and I got this pot. I feel like I need a big pot for this. Okay, carrots go in.
And how well does the soup freeze?
It really freezes well. So what you want to do is you want to cook it completely, let it get done. Then put it in a big, high-sided tray. Let it cool off as quickly as you can. Then pop it into a freezer-safe dish and freeze it.
Freeze it.
So it's so simple. And I like that you asked that because when I do...
Cook it in bulk.
Cook it in bulk. That's what I do for winter as well. So onions go in. The thing about this dish is it's very simple, but it does take time. So what I do is I get everything into the pot, and then I just put it in the oven. Boom. And I forget about it. Oh, don't forget about it. Don't forget about it. Don't forget about it. But it's kind of like it's very easy. The only thing it takes is a bit of time.
I'm not used to a soup dish being put in the oven.
Well, with oxtail, the thing is, this whole soup you can cook stovetop, but I kind of like the idea that when it's in the oven, you can get on with your life and just come check on it again in 3 hours' time.
It's that slow cooking that takes
Slow cooking. Herbs are very important, also an easy way to bump up flavor in your stews, your curries, your soups as well. So, because I added onions to the pot, the rule is anytime onion go to a pot or a pan, bay leaves get added. That's the rule. Okay? And then rosemary goes in. You could also add some thyme if you want. I just like rosemary makes things taste more meaty. Have you found that? It's just like...
Well, now that you mention it, I'm a big rosemary fan.
Yeah?
Like, I love doing it when I cook my chicken. I've added, and it's just amazing.
It makes it so much better. Okay.
That's all I cook is chicken.
Chicken. It's fine. That's good. You can't go wrong with chicken. You can normally just chop the garlic up, but I'm going to add them whole because it's going to cook for so long. Someone's going to get lucky and get that nice soft piece of garlic and it's going to get mushed up in there. Salt is very, very important. It doesn't matter how amazing your ingredients are. If you don't have salt in your dish, you're not going to taste anything.
And I see you being very generous there with your salt, or is it only because it's a big pot? You don't
No, being generous because there's a lot of ingredients going in there.
Okay.
And it doesn't end there. So, okay, cool. So once you've got all those ingredients in there, I would normally add a lot of water to it. I'm going to borrow your bowl. Can I borrow your bowl?
Go for it. There we go.
Borrow your bowl to get some water into the pot. And like, don't be fancy. Like I said, don't go stock. Use water. It's perfectly fine. You're going to have so much flavor coming through on this dish.
From the meat, from our oxtail.
Absolutely.
Go.
Now, I'm going to give you a bowl back. What I did was I saved the tops of the celery leaves, and we're going to use it to make a gremolata. Normally, a gremolata is garlic, parsley, lemon juice, lemon zest, and olive oil.
Should I get going on that?
Please. But what I've done is I've kept the tops of the celery because people always throw those away. And I'm like, I don't know why. If you
This is the olive oil.
that's the olive oil.
How much do I add?
You can add, I'm not going to be fussy, you do a Zoe quantity. Can I borrow your teaspoon? Then I'll give you the spoon.
Go for it.
How much did you do? So we can go a little more. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
I wasn't sure how much.
You can go a little more.
We'll do all of it.
There we go. So tomato paste is also a great way to bump up umami and flavor in your dish. So tomato paste has gone into the soup. So at this point, I would just pop the whole thing into the oven and let it go for about 3 hours until the meat and the oxtail starts to separate from the bone.
Okay.
The worst thing is when you get an oxtail and it's still quite tough and all the bits of meat get stuck in your teeth and you're sitting there at the table going
You don't want
It'll
that.
take us time to cook, get that meat fall off. Here's where the soup turns into a stew. Samp and beans.
And that will really thicken it up.
It's gonna thicken it up. It's gonna be so it comes with a bed and a pillow. So when you're done eating this, you just go find a little quiet spot and have a nap.
This is Magie's vol oogjes toet.
Absolutely. So get all the samp and beans in there.
Okay, so you're taking the beans directly from it. You're not rinsing the
No, don't even
residue
rinse
off.
it. It's fine, it's okay.
Okay.
It's gonna add, like I said, that thickness to the soup. So get that
Okay.
in there. How are you doing that? You can chop up your celery for me, please, ma'am, and your parsley. And that's another reason I added that quite a bit of salt, because the samp and beans is quite starchy and it does need that extra salt.
There we go. Now, if you are looking for some oxtail soup recipes, one that Chef Clem is making right now, you can find it on woolworths.co.za. It's available there for you. And of course, all the ingredients that you need and the steps to make this recipe yourself.
Thank you. So what happens is you serve your beautiful soup once it's all done with garlic bread. Okay, yes. And then your gremolata spooned over the top. I'm telling you, the gremolata is such a game changer.
Yes, I've never made, well, first
You
I
have
never
now?
had it, but
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
I made it.
So that's how easy the soup is. Goes into the oven, 3 hours later, everyone's happy. Your home is gonna smell amazing. If your neighbors aren't jealous, you didn't make it right.
You didn't make it right. And you want to smell it from the driveway as you walk in.
Yes.
Now, Chef Clem, okay, we've done this. We have made our soup. We've got some finished soup over there.
Yes.
Now, I'm someone that eats with my eyes. So
Right.
let's talk about plating up our soup. So
Grab our ladle. So by the way, here's our finished soup.
this is breakfast.
Okay.
Okay.
Looking good?
Looking good? Okay. This recipe, you can find it on woolworths.co.za.